Through all the pain, you know I stay true. Pray my niggas stay free. Made a few mistakes, but this ain't where I wanna be. Before I'm judged by 12, put a 12 on my feet. Tell my niggas I need to get.
If you find your hand victimized or extorted by this prisoner, please contact GTL customer service at 855-466-2832. This call is from a correctional facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Three-way calls are strictly prohibited and a violation of m.d.o.c policy. Thank you for using GTL.
Black man, one love, God.
One love. What's going on with you, sir?
Black man, you hot, man. I just want to let everybody know that this brother here is on getting recorded right now. The interview we doing is on Gregory Maurice Allen, better known as M1, one of the greatest mentors I had when I was on the inside, man. We got some questions for the brother, and we're gonna let brother Will Lex, Big Pressure, ask the questions. I love you, God.
I love you more, Black.
Salute, big bro. Salam alaikum, sir.
Walaikum assalam, God. How you doing?
Man, I'm great, beloved. Hearing your voice, beloved. I feel great, God. I'm looking forward to this interview.
Yes, sir, brother. Me as well.
You know it's an honor and a pleasure, Black. And you know they say when you're in the presence of power, you got to humbly bow your head. So our heads are bowed, beloved. We're in the presence of God. So let me ask you this, beloved. Just inform the people briefly about who you are and how long you've been incarcerated.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, my name is Gregory Maurice Allen. I'm 58 years old. A lot of brothers call me Maurice X or M1. I'm from the west side of Detroit, born and raised. I've been locked up for 36 years, and I committed a tragic and an irreversible act that resulted in the loss of life back in '89. So, back then, man, we was living a certain lifestyle, man, and with me being the type of individual I was at that time, I was playing with them guns. So armed with a gun and consumed by distorted thinking, I made a decision, man, that forever altered the lives of two families, the victim and mine. I ended up robbing a drug house that, turned out bad. So in the midst of that, I ended up getting convicted of that crime, got a natural life for that sentence of that crime, and I've been here ever since.
Yes, sir, beloved. Now let me ask you this, God. Looking back at your journey, what would you say was the turning point that shifted your mindset?
Well, I could say, man, my journey through incarceration has been marked by profound self-reflection and genuine remorse.
Yes, sir.
And I look at it like this. The pain I caused the victim family has been a constant present in my conscience. And that awareness of itself was the beginning for change. And one thing that I know and understand is that if you don't take heed to that which Allah put on your mind and in your heart, it turns around and make everything hard. So regardless to what I've done years ago, I actually began to change the way I seen things because I knew what I did was wrong.
Yes, sir.
So by me having that remorse, it began to change me and shift the way that I think. And back then, man, my decision making was bold. I had flawed logic. I couldn't see things because I never was taught or trained or even put myself in the environment of a positive structure that gave me the information that I needed to grow. So, but that there, man, the number one thing was me having genuine remorse, building up empathy and for my victim, man, and that began to change me because I seen how things was going. I had a couple of people in my life that passed, and it hurted me, so I felt, the same pain that the victim's family felt.
Yes, sir. That's powerful insight too, beloved. Now I want to ask you this, God. During your incarceration, you've led and inspired many men to change. Where did that motivation come from?
Man, to be truthful with you, God, that comes from pain. That comes from me seeing these brothers coming in here isn't easily persuaded and manipulated. And I go back to the fact of when I first came to prison in 1985 at the age of 18, how I was when I walked in the county jail and how I walked in the Michigan Reformatory. I was confused. I didn't know. I didn't see things the way that it's supposed to be seen. So when I look at these brothers, man, that's coming in, I feel nothing but pain for them because I know I was once them. So at the end of the day, you know, I look at it that my mission is one of service. So I dedicate myself to mentoring those young men. And, you know, and I work tirelessly to be a voice of peace for them.
Yes, sir.
Because there's not too many people doing it. They didn't have it in the streets. So when they come in, they didn't have no direction. They didn't have no parents. Some of them didn't have parents who actually guided them and helped them. You know, their parents had to work 12 hours. You know what I mean? And
Yes, sir.
The street became what guided them. And, you know, a lot of these boys, they didn't respect their parents, but when they came in here, they respect us because they know this is a closed environment. You know, you had no choice but to buckle up, do what's right. So that was the number one thing for me, man. I see myself in them.
Powerful, beloved, powerful.
Right.
Yes, sir, God. Now let me ask you, what have you learned about accountability, not just in terms of actions, but in how a man carries himself, and how have you made peace with your past mistakes?
Well, the number one thing, man, and you know we learned this together, that take accountability starts with critical thinking. You can't be accountable for anything if you don't know how to think correctly.
Yes, sir.
And that was the thing, man, of being in the Nation of Islam that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had placed upon us, was to think 5 times before you think and think 5 times before you speak. So therefore, we was able to take accountable for the things that was on our mind. You know, how to use them properly, man, and being a logic thinker and realizing that if something doesn't make sense, then you can't see the logic in it, then go by it. That's something that you shouldn't be interested in, or something that shouldn't be in your life, because the only thing it would do would just move you away from something positive and place you on something negative.
Y'all already know what it is. It's Big Pressure TV. You hear the God speaking. Now here's the thing. Let me ask you this, beloved. If given an opportunity to be free, what would you do to give back and affect change? Because me knowing you and being in your presence and seeing how you've impacted the lives of many men, I already know if you can affect change in that environment, we can only just imagine what you would be able to do out here. So what would you do to affect change if given that opportunity, God?
Well, you just said it, black man. You know, I don't need to be free to do it because I've been doing it in here since I've been awoke.
Yes, sir.
You know, and that's the number one thing, man, is that, you know, change starts at the time that you accept the responsibility to change.
Powerful.
You know, Minister Abel Muhammad said that anybody can change. You can sit on the couch for a year and you're going to change regardless to what. But if you accept that responsibility to change, that means that you direct your change the way that you want your change to be. So in dealing with me, I would initiate change every time I see a brother that I mentored like yourself, the brother Luke Mine, brother Sean X,
Yes,
brother
sir.
Lamar X, brother Phil X, student minister Troy, brother Dyson, brothers that came through this same environment that one way or the other that we touched each other's lives. To me, that make me feel that's where my greatness comes from. To see that. And that's what has been done starting from this situation of being in prison. Once I came to the point where I started to change my life and I wanted to see better in myself, I wanted that for the same peoples I was around. You know how that was, God.
Yes, sir.
We following one thing, we all gonna be that. Once one of us ran 10 laps, everybody ran 10 laps.
That's
so
a
you
fact.
want it for your brothers, but you want it for yourself. So, you know, for that matter, black man, I'm doing that now. Have been doing it for years. Most definitely.
All praise is due to Allah. Now, listen, beloved, a lot of brothers look up to you and admire you for what you have done. And I'm definitely one of those men, and I know the brother Luke, man. It's so many brothers out here right now that is, by Allah's permission, that's having an impact on the community, right? And when I reflect on it, at the end of the day, you've mentored all of us. You had an impact on all of our lives.
Right.
And now we out here doing the work, and we out here giving back, and we out here striving to affect change. And I know, and all of us know at the end of the day, that by God's permission, when they allow you to be free, beloved, we already know what you gonna do. Now, how do that make you feel, God, just knowing that you've impacted so many men that are out here in the community, active in the community, and serving?
Well, God, you know how that makes me feel, man. That makes me feel great because I know that Allah has placed purpose in me. And my purpose is not to die in prison. My purpose is not to be in prison just living aimlessly and just walking around with no direction or understanding. So my thing is that when I see what God placed in me, what I've learned, what I studied, you know, man, you know, back in the days before we had them books, brother, and Luke Ma can contest to this. We used to look at the final calls, man, and look how the minister or the supreme captain, how they stand and how they move, how they do this, that, and the other. Well, we look for those examples because this is what we wanted to be in the direction of the path we wanted to walk on. So in doing that, you know, the number one thing is that when you did something right, you got a certificate in it. You remember them certificate, brothers?
Yes, sir, God.
Yes, sir.
When you took the flag, come
Yes,
up here and
sir.
get your certificate, you did good fruit. Well, this is how I feel, man. That's my certificate when I see you brothers out there doing what you're doing. When I see you brothers living a life of positive reinforcement. When I see that, God forbid, if I die right now today, I will feel happy with my presence in life at this particular moment because I know I've done good. I know with the bad that I've done, the good outweigh it. Even though I took a life, God, but I gave so many back.
That's right.
Powerful,
So that's how
beloved.
I look at it.
Can I say something? I want to thank you, Black.
Yes, sir.
I remember walking that yard with you and you told me, brother, when you get home, get that ministries up. You kept telling me about the ministries, man. You kept telling me.
That's right.
Man, you need to
That's
get
right.
that minute. Focus on the ministries, man. And I've stayed focused. We got our own office now, Black
All
man.
praise due to Allah.
Right. All praises.
We got our own
Allah,
office. I want to thank you for that. For keeping me focused on the best thing that I can do for myself and for the family, bro.
Yes, sir. Thank you, beloved.
Oh,
Well,
yes, sir, God. We definitely salute you, big bro. Now, throughout all the obstacles and isolation, right, that you've been experiencing, what keeps your spirit strong? Because I was telling the guy, Luke, Mom, when you called yesterday, I said, man, the brother's spirit. You remember when I said, I was like,
Yes, sir.
it just did something, you know what I mean? It just did something to us, like to hit a guy's spirit, and he's still going through the struggle, but it's still strong, beloved, and we salute that. What keep it strong, though, God?
well, my belief in Allah, there's many things, but my belief in Allah and what Allah has placed in my life. I have a beautiful family, God.
Yes, sir.
You know, I have a loving wife. I got 3 beautiful daughters, 10 grandbabies, 1 great-grandbaby.
Oh, praise
You know,
due.
sisters, brothers, and nieces. But the number one thing I have is my brothers. You know, my support system. And this is what I see. This is what I have. So it keeps me focused, keeps my spirit strong. Because when I can see a brother like Lukman come through this from 32, 33, and you 25 and up years in prison, then that just let me know everything that I've been doing, everything we've done is worth it.
Yes, sir.
You know? And so, but with my family, man, with my wife, you know, my wife, she, you know, been in my life, man, ever since 85. The mother of my child, my
Oh, praise
grandchildren.
is due to
You
Allah.
have 1 minute remaining.
So with that, man, you know, it really keeps me grounded. She keep me grounded. The brothers like you, Lou, you know, all the brothers that keep me on their mind and keep my name in the atmosphere like what you doing today, brother. You know, that keeps my spirit strong.
All praise
See
due.
my brothers like that. Yes, sir.
God, if this phone hang up, please call back if you can so we can proceed with it, or when you can. Just let us know, because we got to, I'm sure the God got some more you want to add, and I know the people.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So look, man, just put that on ice, man. As soon as I can get back at you, probably after 2 o'clock, I will be at you.
You know we love you, big bro, and we thank you so much for everything that you've done for us and that you continue to do for us, big bro.
Yes, sir.
You our spiritual
Yes, sir.
father, God.
Yes, sir.
And know that I love you brothers as well, and I am truly proud of all of you brothers because y'all following the path that Allah laid for us.
Thank you for using GTL.
Y'all already know what it is. It's Big Pressure TV.